Hey guys, and welcome back for another workout video with me. We are going to be doing cardio and tone. So I'll give you a quick demo. We are doing reversed lunges for our first exercise. Then we're going to be doing a sumo squat and rise, just like so. Sumo squatting and up into a rise. Next one we have, you can use some dumbbells for this, obviously a bent over row and then a tricep extension. The next exercise is going to be squats, and you can do pop squats, you can do squat jumps, or you can do just squats with no jumping. So we are going to do 3 rounds. Each round we're going to do twice, except for the last round, which we do just once, is a blast, and we've got 4 exercises in each round. We'll do 45 seconds on, 15 seconds rest with a minute rest at the end to catch our breaths. Alright, let's get started. Reverse lunge, taking the front foot back towards the back of the room, breathing in to come down, out to drive up. With that front foot, you want to feel equal pressure through your big toe, pinky toe, and heel. Think of driving through that floor. Good. Now just pay attention to those knees. Make sure they're tracking in line with your toes and you're keeping control of the movement. If you find these ones a bit tricky, you can always opt for a lighter weight and just do this body weight. You can always make your lunges static or hold on to the wall for a bit of stability. Nice work, guys. Just a reminder, we're doing 45 seconds of each exercise with a 15-second break to grab some dumbbells. And look, we've already finished. Now we're going to grab something heavier, or you can keep it the same. And we're just holding into a goblet position. Again, you could do all of these exercises with body weight. It's totally up to you. Alright, here we go. Coming down into that sumo squat and up onto our toes for our rise. So just make sure that you are bracing your core as you do this exercise and that you're breathing. Keep those knees tracking over your toes. Thinking of a slight external rotation at the top and as you're pushing the floor away from you. So what that means is you're opening up through the femurs, through the hip sockets, and you're keeping those knees in line with your toes. Great work. Keep breathing in on the way down, out on the way up. Keep maintaining that control. You're doing a great job. Great work. Alrighty, moving into our bent over row and tricep row. So I like to use quite a light weight for this one. So you want to come into that bent over position. When we're in the bent over position, really brace your core. Breathe out, squeeze into your back, and then tricep kick back. So it's 2 movements, the row and then the extension, just like I'm demonstrating here. So you want to really squeeze both positions and feel those target muscles. So with that row, we're going into the back. With our tricep extension, we're feeling our triceps or the back of your arms. You can search for a lockout when you're doing that, so you want to feel like your arms fully extend. Nice work. Always maintain a nice long neck, or that kind of posture where you can feel that you're not shrugging and you're keeping your shoulders down. Nice work. All right, this is the cardio part of our cardio and tone. So we're about to do squats, so pick your variation. I'm going to show you 3 options. The first option is a regular squat, so that might be good if you're trying to take things a bit easier on your knees or hips or ankles. The next option is a pop squat. That's our moderate version, so just popping in the middle. And then the squat jumps, that's our advanced version. So keep doing whichever version you want to stay with. I'm going to go for the moderate, and let's go for 45 seconds. We're probably about halfway by now. Awesome work. So just keep searching for that good alignment of those knees tracking over toes and keep moving through. Get that heart rate up. Keep making sure those heels plant onto the floor every time you squat. Awesome work. We are nearly there and done. Okay, we are getting a rest now. So we have our minute rest. And then we're going to repeat this round one more time. Then we have another round. So I'm going to grab some water. If you want to grab some water now, you can too. So as I was saying, You're going to go for another round twice, and then we finish off with 1 round of the cardio blast. I think I actually choke on my water here, so you'll see me trying to disguise my coughing. There we go. But yeah, 1 more round of this first workout, 4 exercises. And we'll get started or set up for our second round. And just to remind you, we're starting with our reverse lunges, then sumo squat and rise, bent over row, tricep row, and squats to finish. All right, here we go, reverse lunges. So you can see I've chosen a heavier weight for this second round, but there's no pressure to do that. You can just choose the weight you'd like to work with and stay with it. I felt like challenging myself, and typically my lower body is a bit stronger than my upper body, so I like to play to my strengths. Nice work. Just control that movement. Really think of keeping that front foot nice and flat on the floor. Keep the core bracing and keep breathing. Especially with this kind of workout where we're doing a lot of reps and we don't have a lot of rest, it's really important to keep breathing throughout the whole workout, or by the end you're going to be very tired. Nice work. Okay, hanging on to 1 dumbbell and holding it up onto underneath your chin, we're going to go for our goblet sumo squat and rise. So find that position that's comfortable for you, and then rise up onto your tippy toes. Coming down, keeping that nice spine. So always think of a neutral spine, and we're thinking of maintaining our lower back curve, not going into posterior or anterior, just neutral. Awesome work. As well, when you're coming up onto those toes, think of making sure that you're not rolling out or in. Try to stay up onto your feet as neutral as possible. And if it's a little tricky for you, you can always take out the rise and just enjoy the sumo squats. Nice work. Okay, let's go on to our bent over row and tricep extension. Love the little weights. They are all we need for this one. Alrighty, rowing up into our back and then extending into those triceps. You want to feel those back muscles and then those tricep muscles. All the while, you're really using your back muscles as well, your erectors, to maintain that bent position. Keep that core on, keep breathing. You're doing so well. This is a nice little upper body toning exercise. And you should feel those muscles starting to wake up. Nice work. All done. Great work. And we just have our cardio part left. So just a reminder, you've got 3 options for this part. You can do squats, pop squats, or full-on squat jumps. So starting with our squats, you can opt for this, or you can move it into a pop squat. Or if you're feeling super advanced, you can do regular squat jumps for the whole 45 seconds. I think I opted for the moderate. Good. So this is just to get that heart rate going, just to challenge ourselves at the end of the circuit and get that little bit of cardio burn, which we love to feel. So good for you, so good for your heart and lungs. You got this. Let's go. You got a full rest coming up soon. Done. Yay. Okay. 1 minute rest, and then we've got 2 more rounds. We've got 1 round that we'll do twice with 4 exercises. So I'll just show you. We're going to do a single leg RDL, which is a deadlift or a hinge based movement. You do that onto the other side. Then we're going to come down and we're going to do a renegade row. So you can do this on your knees, or you can do this up onto your toes. Then we're going to do a hand release push up, just like I'm demonstrating here. You can do this on your toes or you can do this on your knees. Then we finish off with mountain climbers. So you can do this nice and slow, fast, and I'll also include a downward dog to break it up. So that last option, you can kind of choose how you want to do it. You can make it as easy as you like or as hard as you like just by changing the variation. All right, we're going to get started with our single leg RDL. So I recommend going nice and slow and controlled with this movement so you can really get the form and feel all of those muscles waking up and working together. So you want to push the hips back, keep the spine nice and neutral. Breathe in to come down, out to come up. Keep full contact through that foot onto your big toe, little toe, and heel. We're changing over. Nice work. So you really want to feel the hamstrings and the glutes. You want to make sure that you're not flaring your rib cage, so that's why I'm contacting my hand in. I'm also feeling the glutes, that they are switching on and just checking in with my abs. Nice work. Alrighty. Next exercise is our Renegade row. Keep your weights with you. I think I forgot them and I remembered at the very last minute to go into our Renegade row. So you can do this onto your toes. So you lift up one arm, then the other, or you can come down onto your knees. This is quite an advanced exercise, so feel free to start on your toes and then drop to your knees when you have to. So it's that same row pattern we did before standing, but we're adding in that difficulty of being in a plank variation. So you want to really try to keep your hips as still as possible as you do this, and you also want to make sure that you're keeping those shoulders down. Doing really well. Awesome. We are getting ready for our third exercise, the hand release push-up. So hands, thumbs onto the mat, fingers off, and try to keep those arms on a 45-degree angle. So all the way down, release the hands overhead and then push up. So I'm just going to demonstrate the knee variation. You can touch those toes onto the floor or keep them raised like I'm demonstrating. Keep breathing out as you're pushing up or away from the floor. So that's the knee variation. And then if you want to, come up onto the toes for a little bit more difficulty. It's not like a regular push-up. So you can kind of curve your way up like I'm demonstrating and then come down. Not so technically perfect. Good. The idea is just to keep breathing out, pushing up, and keeping those arms still in a good technical position so we don't hurt our shoulders. Nice work. I find those quite hard. I find push-ups hard, so they're a really good option for me. Okay, coming into our mountain climbers, this is the cardio portion, so you can start and just keep tempo like this. That's your moderate version, or you can speed it up double time. That's going to be the advanced version. The other option that you can do is you do, let's say, 4 pedals of the leg, and then you push back into a downward dog to release pressure on your shoulders. So I will show that soon, but if you need to take the option sooner, just go for it. But this one is a really good exercise. It's pretty full body. We've got a lot of things working together. So there's that push back, and that just gives my arms really a break. But keep working in whatever variation works for you. Awesome work. That's our first round done. You can see my forehead is glistening. I am sweating. That cardio and tone is working. So feel free to grab a drink of water or just breathe, just enjoy the rest. And we're going to do this one more time, each 4 exercises. And then we're going to do a little cardio blast to finish, a little bit of breathing, and then we're all done. I've only got about 10 more minutes to go, so stay with me. This is a good workout and you're going to feel great after. Right now, I can't guarantee you're feeling great, but that's okay. That's all a part of it. All right, let's get started back with those single leg RDLs. So the weight should be on the front foot and the back foot is just there to help your stability. All right, leaning back into that hinge-based movement, driving the hips forward as you're coming up, pushing that floor away from you, keeping good contact with the foot. Breathing in to come down, out to come up. Nice work. You really want to feel your hamstrings and your glutes and your back, your lower back, especially those erectors will be working really hard. And onto the other side, just making sure that you take your time with this movement. It is a technical one. If it's really tricky, just lighten the weight off until you can really get the movement working for you. Nice work. Alrighty, let's move on to our Renegade row. So remember, you can do this onto your knees. You can do this onto your toes. You can even do this without weight and just get used to lifting one arm off the floor. That's still quite a difficult thing to do. Always breathe out as you're lifting that arm up. And remember, if you want to make it more challenging, just lift up onto your toes so you're in a high plank. Nice work. Keep squeezing that core, squeezing those glutes, maintaining that long neck. You're doing really well. Alrighty, get rid of the weights and we're going to do our hand release push-up. So you can do this on the knees or on the toes, whichever's working for you. Thumbs on the mat, fingers off, maintaining our 45-degree angle with our arms. Release those hands off and then push back up into either the knees or the toes. It's also a really good chance to test that overhead range. Stretch our arms above our heads. Nice work. Keep moving through it, whichever one you want to stay with. You can always start on the toes and drop to the knees if you have to. That long hair was starting to cover my face over. I could barely breathe. Should probably put a bun in my hair, but I don't know, I like the pony. I felt like the pony today. Alright, push back into a child's pose just for a few seconds before we get into our mountain climbers. A couple of nice deep breaths to keep you going. Let's finish with a bang for this second round. Here we go. So that first option, just treading the knees in nice even tempo. Then we're doubling it up for a bit more cardio. Whichever variation you want to work with. Then remember, you can add in that push back into the down dog just to take pressure off your shoulders whenever you need it. It's kind of nice to do 4 cycles and then push back. If you want to challenge yourself, you can go into double time at any time you want. Good, keep breathing, make sure you're getting that breath in. Good, well done. Okay, minute rest. Then we have one more round and we just have 3 exercises. So for our cardio blast, we're going to start with those same pop squats or jump squats. Then we're going to go back into that mountain climber. Then we're going to finish with high knees and heel flicks. One time through. So we've still got 45 seconds on, 15 seconds off, and then at the end we have a rest and we're just going to breathe for the last minute of this workout just to get our breath back a little bit. Just relax. Okay. This last round is where we get to just really focus on our cardio. So I hope you enjoy it. Let's just finish with a bit of a blast and let's get into it. All right, squats for the first exercise, choosing your variation, and try stick with it the whole time. I quite like a pop squat. Pop squats feel like a good in-between for me. It's a good challenge, but it's not so challenging that I just completely die. Keep moving and grooving. You got this. We can do it. We are almost there. Great work. Okay, next one. Back onto our mountain climbers. All right, here we go. Starting with the climbs, either nice and controlled with no jump in the foot, or adding in, making it double time, a bit more cardiovascular. Adding in that downward dog whenever, if ever you need it. Nice work. All right, let's challenge ourselves. Just keep working hard for you, whatever that means. I'm challenging myself by trying to pedal and then push back. Just for these last few seconds, trying to push my body that little bit harder. And we are all done. Nice work. Okay, one last cardio push. Let's go. We've got our high knees and heel flicks. We'll do 10 of each. So this one just keeps moving. So high knees, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, into heel flicks. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, back to high knees. You got it. I don't know why, but this just like reminds me of netball. When we used to do warm-up drills, I feel like this is bringing back my netball training days. Fun fact, I was a goldie and then everyone else grew around me and they relegated me to wing D. I actually miss netball, but anyway, here we go. We're nearly there. Let's go, let's go. Almost there. And done. Well, tripping on the mat. That's a good look. Okay, well done. You did so well. Let's come down and just have a breather for a moment. Let's just sit here, let our body stabilize. You should feel awesome and proud of yourself. Now we'll lie onto the floor and let's just focus on some nice deep breathing. So I like to put my hand onto my chest and onto my belly just to make sure that when I'm breathing, I am breathing into my belly. I have probably quite a bad habit of being a chest breather. Growing up dancing, it was quite a bad habit that I developed. So for me, I just like to check in that my belly is rising and falling. That heart rate will be up, but it will start to come down. But that is a good thing. You've worked really hard. Alright, thanks guys. Thanks for tuning in for another workout with me. Well done, and I'm sure I'll see you next time with another workout. Awesome, well done, and see you later.